First off, let me thank everybody for the wonderful and tremendous hospitality, not only here through the bowl game, but the people of Hawaii have been absolutely fantastic. Everybody's been wonderful, hospitable, and absolutely accommodating. The University of Memphis, our players, our fans, we're very excited to be here in the Easy Post Hawaii Bowl game. Obviously, a lot of respect for the University of Hawaii, Coach Todd Graham, who I had a opportunity to be under for a few short while. A lot of respect for him. He's one of the most tremendous coaches I've ever been around. I know he's going to have his team well prepared, and we're trying to do the same. We're excited to be here. We're excited about all the wonderful events, but an opportunity to play in a great bowl game. Obviously, a historic tradition of this bowl game. We understand the challenges that will be met not only this week, but also Friday at 3 o'clock kickoff. But our players have a lot of respect and understanding of the culture of Hawaii and also for the football program. But we're excited to be here, but ultimately we know the task at hand will come down to Friday night. But with all that being said, again, what an honor it is and a privilege to be here. And again, thank you to all those that made this possible, to our university for being able to travel, our players being able to bring, to come up, the entire team, for our administration to be able to come here, our coaches to be able to bring their families, so we're grateful for that. But again, thank you to the University of Hawaii, thank you to Hawaii, all the people here at the Bowl for being so hospitable. We're very excited to be here. I look forward to a wonderful game Friday evening.
Well, awesome. We're excited to be here as well. I'll echo what Ryan said. Obviously, I had an opportunity to work with Ryan and being in our coaching family. Great football coach. University of Memphis is lucky to have him. And it's a great honor and a privilege for me to get an opportunity to play in a bowl and compete against each other. I want to thank Easy Post for sponsoring this event. It's great to have the Hawaii Bowl back in 2021, and I want to thank the Hawaii Bowl, obviously on behalf of the university, our fans, our students, our players, for the invite and for the opportunity to play a great team in Memphis. Obviously, we'll have our hands full. I want to congratulate Coach on their season and tremendous football team, tremendous challenge for Friday. I think it'll be a great matchup of two really good football teams. It'll be exciting game to watch. Really excited for our seniors to get an opportunity to be in. I think it's the fourth bowl game for a lot of the seniors, and the third year in a row for them to have an opportunity to go to bowl. These bowls are so important. It's for the experience and the opportunity for players to have that +1 game. Obviously, it's tremendous for your program, but it's all about the relationships. And I want to thank our hotel. The Surf Rider has been awesome. The meals, everything about this has been first class. It's been a great experience so far. We're looking forward to the rest of the events this week, and just so grateful and honored to be here and competing in the Easy Post Hawaii Bowl.
Take some questions.
Coach, I guess Coach Stillfield was hired during the time when he was sort of between positions. I was just wondering, how did your relationship begin, or how did you get to know about him?
I think Mike Norvell was my offensive coordinator. Mike had been with me. I hired him as a GA at Tulsa, and then he was a coach for me at Tulsa, Pitt, and then Arizona State. I believe Ryan. He wound up hiring Ryan as offensive analyst, I believe. Is that right? Ryan had been in the NFL with the Vikings, and we hired him as an offensive analyst, and one of the smartest, brightest young guys I'd been around. Obviously, we had a whole bunch of those guys on our staff. We've had a whole bunch of guys from that staff that have now gone on to be head football coaches, and one of the things that I think is being able to recognize good people and hire good teachers. And all the guys that I've worked with are all great people first and foremost, and then they're great teachers. And so that's kind of how we got connected and hooked up there at the Arizona State.
You've had both, familiarity with Coach Silverfield, and then you played Memphis or you've coached against Memphis in your career before. Does one sort of outweigh the other, or is it about the same?
Obviously. So Coach wound up leaving Arizona State and going to Memphis with Coach Norvell, and so I ran the same offensive system pretty much everywhere I've been a head football coach, and so our systems are very similar. His defensive coordinator, Mike McIntyre, and I are very good friends and have exchanged ideas for the last 10 years or so. So there's not going to be any surprises, but you're always going to have game plan and different wrinkles and things like that. But at the end of the day, I think, he knows me probably pretty well, and I know him pretty well. But still, we're not going to play. It's going to boil down to the players on the field.
Coach Silverfield, what's it mean for you to go against someone that you worked under for a little bit of time and a mentor?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, look, Coach Graham is obviously notorious for college football as being one of the greatest coaches. He mentioned it earlier, but I think someone did an article about the 10 college head coaches that are underneath his coaching tree, and I think that speaks volumes about Coach Graham, about his schemes, about the cultures he's been able to create everywhere he's been and had success. And I think anytime you see that, 10 head coaches in D1 college football that have come from underneath his watch, I think that speaks volumes about the type of coach that Coach Graham is, that the University of Hawaii has. He's had success everywhere he's been. And so for me, an opportunity, right, to a guy that took me under his wing, really, I was out of a job. So, 6 years with the Vikings, I wanted to move a little bit warmer, and he took me under his wings out there at Scottsdale. And, I was able to learn from him both sides of the ball. Spent some time, obviously, with Mike Norvell, the previous head coach at Memphis, but then also during the season was able to move over and spent quite a bit of time with Coach Graham and learned the way he does defenses. Obviously, considered one of the best defensive coaches in all of college football for a long time. And, the opportunity to be in this type of bowl game versus a man of his credibility, it's very exciting for me. It's humbling as well. Look, I don't take this for granted. The opportunity to go to a bowl game, but then also the opportunity to go against, like he said, we're not playing, but to have our teams match up Friday night, it's absolutely incredible, and I'm grateful for this experience.
Coach Graham, I believe you're 1-0 as a head coach in the Hawaii Bowl. And you said you don't change things too much offensively over the course of time, but that was 11 years ago. How will you stay with what worked then, or you expect a few different wrinkles?
Oh, I can't even remember then, so, no, it was a great experience, obviously, obviously because of the people here and the community that's created here, the culture of Hawaii. It's just a tremendous bowl experience. That's what I remember. It was been to a lot of bowl games over the years, and it was not a better experience than coming here in 2010. And it's been equally as rewarding this time. And it's just offensively and all that. I mean, obviously, we've got a great challenge. They got a very good defensive football team. They're very fast, very physical, and we'll do what we do and try to take care of the football and execute and figure out a way to score some points.
I guess I need to go back and watch the game from 11 years ago because I have not done that yet. So that's one of those things that
You haven't watched that one?
Yeah, I got to go back and watch that one and see if I miss any wrinkles. You call Dave Aranda. Yeah.
Yeah.
This is for both of you guys. Despite the similarities and the familiarity with you two coaches and all that, this is the first meeting between these two programs. Just kind of talk about the uniqueness of that and just the excitement of matching up against each other for the first time program-wise.
You want to go?
Yeah, I mean, look, I think, like I said, first off, the experience of bowl game of this nature, right? I think that's so big for the University of Memphis. For so many of our guys, have never been able to come to Hawaii. I think that's so tremendous for us. And this is, hopefully not a once-in-a-lifetime experience for our student athletes, but for most of them, it probably will be. And, if I could talk about their eyes when we were landing onto the islands and to see their eyes as they opened up the window and the smiles on their face after a long play ride, it made it all worth it. But you talk about the opportunity for the University of Memphis to go against a matchup versus the University of Hawaii. I think that's excellent, right? I mean, it's obviously, I don't think we're going to make this start doing this as a home and home series, maybe 2030, 2031, we can get it on the docket, but I'm good with it. But no, I think it's great. It's what you have is two programs that are pretty well respected throughout college football. And I think that's when you talk about that type of matchup, right? As we know, rosters change, coaches change year to year, all those things. But that opportunity for this to be the first time matchup in such a well-known and prestigious bowl. And also, I think let's not downplay the importance, right? This is going to be the only game Christmas Eve, right? So the entire country will be watching this game. That's going to be a lot of fun. The opportunity to represent our universities, right? Those logos will be seen throughout our country, throughout the world. And I think that's as important as anything, right? We take a lot of pride at the University of Memphis, just like Hawaii does, and understanding that, we're not just a football program, we represent so much. For us, the city of Memphis, the 901, and I think that's important. So to be able to put that on display on Christmas Eve, in front of a national audience is quite exciting for us as well.
Awesome. Yeah, I can't say it better than that. I mean, it's all about the opportunity, for our players and for our program, and playing on Christmas Eve, and having that type of national exposure, and the experience it is for our players. That's the thing that makes it so special. And going against such a quality opponent and a team that has two teams that are both well respected nationally. Man, it's just be a great setting, great opportunity for both teams and both players to create memories they're going to remember the rest of their life.
This is for Coach Graham. How well has Braden Shiger accepted the challenge of being the starting quarterback?
He's very excited. Obviously he had three games that he started earlier in the year that I think helps a lot with that transition. But has been very businesslike and working hard, and very excited about the opportunity.
For Todd, what have you seen from Memphis quarterback Seth Hennigan as a true freshman?
Wow, very, very impressed. Obviously a coach's kid. Actually, a kind of an interesting note. His dad actually was one of my football coaches on my staff at Allen High School. I'm trying to think what year it is. Somewhere in the 90s, maybe 95 or 96, somewhere in there. And so I actually knew him when he was a little boy. So. And his dad's a great football coach, and now in Denton, Texas, tremendous high school football coach. And so I actually, have a little bit of a history there. I guess as you get older, you have all those kind of relationships. But just so impressed with how he distributes the football. I think the biggest thing that sticks out to me, is obviously the system that he plays in and how well he's coached. He's very well coached for a young guy to be able to distribute the ball and know where he's going with the football. He sure doesn't look like a freshman, and so I think he is got an unbelievable future ahead of him. Can make all the throws. I'm just real impressed with his poise and how he operates and distributes the football.
For Coach Graham, so the depth chart for the running backs says Dietrich Parson and then Calvin Turner. Is that going to be like a set backfield, or are we going to see other people?
We'll just see how that goes. That's where the depth chart reads, and we'll just see how that goes.
Ryan, you talked about just the players being able to experience Hawaii, and so aside from the football things, what has been the thing that the team has been most excited about, or yourself been most excited about learning about the Hawaiian culture?
Yeah, I think the importance of the culture here has been one of those things that's exciting. We're going to have the opportunity to go to Pearl Harbor today, which I think is a tremendous educational piece that I think can't underestimate how important that will be for our student athletes to be able to see that today. I'm obviously very excited to have that opportunity as well, something I've never been able to do, and a lot of our staff as well. But also the excitement, right? When we left Memphis, it was 42 degrees and windy, and we were standing out there on the tarmac a little bit longer than we all wanted to. So I think when we landed, just to, like I said, the opportunity for our guys to look out their hotel windows and see the beautiful views. Obviously, like I said, the hospitality and the culture here have been absolutely tremendous. And it's just been, like I said, Coach Graham used the word first class earlier, it's been absolutely top notch. And so I think all these things, the experience, the opportunity just to be here amongst the wonderful people of Hawaii, it's been great. Football aside, this is, like I said, a tremendous opportunity. Like I said, I used the word earlier, once in a lifetime. For a lot of these guys it may be, and so I think all those things to be able to continue. Obviously, we're excited about the luau tonight, which will be a lot of fun for our guys. Obviously, the first for most of them. We don't have a whole lot of luau's in Memphis, but looking forward to that, and there's so many of the other events that come along with this wonderful bowl week.
Take a couple more questions.
Okay, hi, right over here. Hey, coaches. This question is for both of you. What about the other team scares you the most going into this game?
For me, these guys are well coached and they got tremendous speed and physicality. That's the biggest thing that sticks out to me is, they're very well coached and they got really good players. Their players are very fast and explosive, and that's the biggest concern for us.
If I copy and paste that exact same answer, it would be the exact same. Look, I mentioned earlier, I've got tremendous respect for Coach Graham and his staff and the way they do things. I know they're going to be really well prepared. And anytime you have extra time to prepare for a game, it doesn't matter what it looks like, and he'll tell you the same, right? You obviously don't want to do too much because it's what can the players handle and all that stuff, but facing some new faces there that limited film on, I think that's part of it. They understand that Coach Graham knows our offensive system as well as anybody in the country, and he's going to have those guys prepared. He knows everything that we do and how we do it, and so that's one of those things that those are the challenges that we have. We just got to be able to execute, but they're very talented. He's got some of the best receiving core that we've seen in all season, and they've got speed and they've got talent. And they play really hard, and that's one of those things. Is, Coach Graham teams, anybody that ever watched them in all his years of coaching, his teams play really hard, and so those are going to be the challenges we face Friday night. And like it always comes down to is we got to make sure that we don't beat ourselves when we go out there and try to execute.